Oh, wow, what a movie that was yesterday. But I guarantee the one we're talking about today, it's maybe not a whole lot more upbeat, but the movie is much better. This one we are going to be talking about today is an independent film that is not getting a lot of attention, and I'm kind of hoping that this will bring some attention to it a little bit. Welcome back. If you are our first time here, welcome. And if you are a return visitor, welcome to you as well. This is Movie Deputy Reviews, where I interrogate movies for their plot and their content. So you're not going to find the typical Hollywood movie review of somebody just kind of going like this and pointing out on the little cinematic errors and on the little wee, 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 wee. No, you're just going to get straight talk reviews from me. I'm going to sit here and describe the movie to you the way I would be just describing it to my best friend. So that's just kind of how I want to bring it to you. I have an innocent and a guilty rating. The innocent is safe for 12 and below. Guilty is 13 and above. Quincy, please don't do that. I am also a crazy cat lady. So my kitties are regular guest stars on my programs here. And Quincy is no exception today, as he is trying to bite my hand while I'm trying to shoo him away from my computer monitor. So that's always fun. But the movie we're talking about today, it is definitely getting a guilty rating. There is a definite gore factor to this one. But the story itself is quite interesting. It's not one that you would necessarily think. And when I watched the reviews on this, I'm just going, or not the review, the trailer. When I watched the trailer on this, which I had never even heard of it prior to seeing this. I literally watched the trailer about 20 minutes before I watched the movie. And I was like, okay, why am I going to watch this one? And at the end, I kind of knew why, because I was like, okay, wow, that really surprised me. And I like when movies do that. It's not often that a movie takes me by surprise. So I was very happy to see that. So you're probably wondering what movie I'm talking about. Well, the movie is called The Damned, and I'm actually giving The Damned a 6.75 out of 10 on the deputy scale. So, it's a lot better than what you might think. But I want to kind of get into it and describe a little bit of what's going on. This one it's like a small, I wouldn't say a fishing village, but it's a woman who runs this like fishing shack thing, and she has employees, and they go out and they fish. They're up in the Nordic coast. I can't talk, where it's just really cold, and so they rely on fishing not only to build up enough that they can take it in to sell it to survive, have money to live on, but also enough so they can eat and keep going until they can get the weather clear enough where they can get to the village to sell their catch. So it's basically just them against the elements. And so she's in charge, and she's got these guys that work with her, and she's got the helmsman of the boat that it used to be her husband, but something tragically happened to him. Don't worry, no spoilers. And so she's completely reliant on these guys. And you just kind of see their dynamic and how they work together and how they interact, and just the hardships of what they're going through and what they're dealing with up here. Well, they end up facing something that is completely out of their control. And they must decide whether or not to take advantage of this really tragic, horrible situation. And ultimately, they decide to make a decision that is going to put all of them at risk. But technically, they were kind of at risk either way. Like I said, no spoilers. But when they do this, they bring something upon themselves, an old Nordic lore. And how this plays out will just send shivers down your spine. If you are sensitive to horror movies, sensitive to gore, I do not recommend this movie. But if you are interested in the stories that have that gore and that chill factor, the chills, not like, but that the wow factor, that just have a strong enough story to carry them through, then this is going to be one that you're going to want to check out. Like I said, this one's not getting a lot of fanfare. It's not getting a lot of press. It's not getting a lot of attention, but there is just something, because they're on the edge here. It's like their food has run out and their sanity is not far behind. They are just on the verge of like turning on, almost like turning on each other at one point, because they are just so reliant on one another. And when things start to fall apart, it's incredible what holds them together, and at the same time what is tearing them apart. And it's honestly, it's kind of the same thing, but you're going to have to watch it to figure out what that thing is. So is this a movie that you would be interested in? Is this something that you've never even heard of like I was? Or do you like indie films that tell a gripping story? That'd be a good way to put this. This is a gripping story that just grabs you and hangs on and doesn't let go until the very end. And like, you will just be captivated. You'll be on the edge of your seat just wondering, it's like, what's next? But you don't want to talk in the theater because you just want to sit there and you want to just be captivated by what you're watching on screen. And you want to just be drawn into the story. And then when that thing happens and it makes you jump, that's kind of the whole idea. It's just, it's, like I said, it's a lot of just in-depth, how do I want to put that? I don't know, it just, like I said, it just draws you in and hangs onto you, but it keeps you on the edge of your seat, like what I was doing with the whispering and then the jump, because it's not the typical jump scares, but it's these moments that will just shake you to your core. And yet, when it's all said and done, you're glad that it did. And I know that sounds twisted and messed up, but that's just the beauty in stuff like this, and films done that like this one was. So if this is one that you have been maybe captivated to check out, I would love to know what you think after you check it out. And if not, that's great too. But that's one of the many reasons I absolutely love doing this, is I can find these hidden gems that are amongst a bunch of other stuff that's in the theater right now that is just meh. And this is not one of the best movies I've ever seen by any stretch of the imagination, but there was something here that caught my attention enough that I want to recommend it to people. I want to say, if this is the type of movie that you're into, definitely check it out. So I hope that this is going to help at least somebody out there. And as always, you know which buttons to push. Always get the latest and greatest movie deputy content. If you are over here on our YouTube channel, you know you are the first to hear this review. And if you are hearing us on Apple Music or Spotify or any of the other podcasts, if you want to always get the latest and greatest movie deputy content, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel, because the reviews go live over there a full day of when they go live on all of the other channels. So I can't wait to come back and talk to you more about another movie. So hang with me, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.